everyone, and good morning and happy weekend. Well, we have a very special topic today, Abhyanga. Abhyanga is Ayurvedic massage, you can say that. That's the topic we're going to be discussing with Vaidya Cimi Bhaskaran. Vaidya Cimi Bhaskaran is an Ayurvedic practitioner who practiced Ayurveda in India for 10 years. She did his master's in Ayurvedic Pharmaceuticals from India. Now she doesn't practice in US, but she's involved in one of the science boards at one of the leading naturopathic institutions in the United States, in Seattle. Currently, she works for a medical device company, and she will be telling us what Ayurvedic massage Abhyanga is, the benefits. I'd like to invite Cimi Bhaskaran right now, who's joining me live from Seattle. Welcome, Vaidya Cimi Bhaskaran.
Thank you, Amita. Thank you for that brief introduction. Would you like me to start on the topic?
Yes, please. Let's get started. On what is it that we're going to learn about Abhyanga today, and how can we do it at home? That's the fun part that I'm waiting for you after you finish your presentation.
Okay, so I have a feeling that your perspective of Abhyanga would probably change once I'm done with this. Yes, so the topics that we would briefly touch on would be like, what exactly is Abhyanga? What benefits does it bear? What are the contraindications? And there's a cliche associated with it saying that, Abhyanga is a sticky sort of a stuff, and we'll discuss a little about that too.
Okay, should we move on to what exactly is Abhyanga? All right.
Okay, so what the word Abhyanga means. So Abhyanga actually comes from the Sanskrit word Abhyanj, which means to smear. So it's generally a process of smearing oil all over your body. That's the process of Abhyanga. It's usually done self from the perspective of a daily routine. We'll come to that. The word why I would like to highlight on generally is that Abhyanga is actually a process that's done throughout the body, but sometimes it could be localized. Like you could say, but in those cases, the site would be specified. You could say Pada Abhyanga, meaning Abhyanga or smearing oil over your feet. You can say Kadi Abhyanga, which means smearing oil over your back. And you can say Karna Abhyanga, meaning smearing oil on your ears. And Shiro Abhyanga, Murdha Abhyanga, meaning smearing oil on your head. So, but the word Abhyanga as such, when it's mentioned in context, is usually the whole body. Can we go to the next slide, Amita? Okay. So I would like to give a little bit of a concept on Ayurveda here. So basically, Ayurveda, you must have heard this an umpteen number of times. Ayurveda itself means that Ayu, which is lifespan, and Veda means knowledge, which means the knowledge of lifespan, or concising it, knowledge of life itself. But the contents of Ayurveda basically contain what is good to maintain a good lifespan, what is bad, what are the measures to be taken. This is whatever knowledge that contributes to this part is what we call as Ayurveda. And from a therapeutic perspective, so basically any knowledge that contributes is Ayurveda, but so the concept is based like this. So there's this basic fundamental features, which meaning it's based on the concept of the Pancha Mahabhuta theory, which means the whole world or the entire universe is made up of basically 5 elements. Conventional science will have contradictions, but basically this is the fundamental theory that should be known before we go into any aspect of Ayurveda, is that the entire world is made up of 5 elements as per Ayurveda, or any Vedic science for that matter. And for the purpose of Ayurveda, we had to, because the permutation and combination of 5 would be a lot. So we had to concise it into how much of as possible. And the learned sages, they found that these 5 could again be concised into another 3. And so basically the 5 elements being air, water, earth, fire, and space. So again, for the purpose of this the treatment, you should say, for the purpose of being able to comprehend it better, or to use it for a more practical sense, these five elements were again divided into three, meaning Vada, which includes air and space, because the qualities was somewhat, we could sort of fit into a group. And then there's Kapha, which is earth and water. And then there's Agni or Pitta. So these, when we consider Ayurveda, these are the three doshas we consider. Again, these are a, like, it goes, it's again spreads beyond Panchamahabhutas, but for the we are sort of trying to concise it so that we can sort of implement it in any life form. So Ayurveda as such is not limited to um, human beings alone. There's Vriksha Ayurveda for plants, there's Gaja Ayurveda for elephants. So it's just anything about life. So the three fundamental things, that is Vada, Pitta, and Kapha, are actually a manifestation of the five elements of whatever constitutes the earth, the whole universe. So going forward, that's what we will be considering. And from the therapeutic perspective, again, this Ayurveda has been divided into two, which would be Swastavrita and Aduravrita, where Swastavrita means it's actually where your health is being handed over to you, and it is the fundamental thing, or the preventive and the preservative aspect of health, which is not very much uh, manipulated, because it doesn't yield any profit. It's basically giving your giving your health into your hands. So swasta as such means, well, it means, we can say it's healthy, but basically swasta would mean swa means your, and stha means where you should be. So there's a homeostasis that is supposed to be established between the external environment and the internal environment, which is your body and your mind. So the two faculties we'll be basically considering when we consider Ayurveda. And this homeostasis, if it is somehow disturbed by any of the external factors, be it a microbial uh, uh, invasion, be it an external environment, for like the environment, whatever it is, such an invasion will disturb this homeostasis. And the aim of Ayurveda is basically to maintain this homeostasis. So that is where the word swastha comes in, means maintaining that homeostasis. And vritta, meaning good conduct, meaning whatever helps us to maintain this homeostasis is swastha vritta. So Abhyanga, while we are discussing in this context or in today's presentation, would basically be on in the aspect of Swastavrita, meaning how to do it um, to maintain your health. Can we go to the next slide? Amita? So again, Swastavrita is again broadly divided into Dinacharya and Ritucharya, where Dinacharya means the aspects of health that should be those things that you should be doing to maintain health on a daily basis. Whereas Ritucharya means those aspects that you should be doing as part of a seasonal variation. So when you come to Abhyanga as a Dinacharya, so it should be performed, it is said Abhyangam Ajaret Nityam, which means it should be performed on a daily basis. So like just like how you perform, of course there are some certain situations, but other than that, it is considered to be done on a daily basis every day, and it is self. There is no implication saying that Abhyanga should be done as by somebody else. No, that's maybe a broader perspective, like Snehana, which is again a part of, we'll come to that. Abhyanga is done by self. You can ask somebody to help you out there, but the expectation is you can do it on your own. And Riducharya, so then when we come to the processes, you take oil and you basically apply it all throughout your body. And it is specially said, Visheshena, Shira Sravana Padeshu, means even if you're not able to do it on your whole body, every day you should be doing Abhyanga on your head, on your ears, and also your legs. And it's questionable. So the reasons being that Shiras is actually the sthana of Vata. Again, we say Abhyanga is a procedure which is meant to maintain the homeostasis of the Vata dosha. There are some variations where we use medicated oils to sort of curb other doshas also, but there's this option of how to jump. Vata has uh, this way of, it is easily able to sort of disturb, it can easily be disturbed. So which is why Vata should always be kept under control, and Abhyanga is a process of controlling this Vata. So um, yeah, so that's what basically um, Abhyanga means. So on a daily basis, it is done, and these are the main areas to be done. And then also as a part of a seasonal variation, meaning Hemanta Rudu, which means winter season, and the preceding 3 months after that too, Abhyanga is especially with medicated oils for pacifying Vada is used to be applied all over your body to bring down this Vada dosha and keep it under control. Um, yeah, so that's part of Rutucharya. And then we come to Abhyanga as part of Snehana. Again, Snehana is one of the 5 karmas in Ayurveda that we do it on a therapeutic basis to, again, to establish homeostasis in some cases, um, to as a therapeutic procedure. So it's a therapeutic procedure. I'm sorry, it's a therapeutic procedure that is performed, but mainly the intention is to detox the body. In some cases, in specific diseases also, it is performed. So um, this Abhyanga comes as part of this Snehana process. But it's a basic thing, and it's not as what should I say, as as it's not a broad spectrum Snehanas, because Snehana can mean internal as well as external, whereas Abhyanga comes under external Snehana. Can you go to the next one, please, Abhyanga?
All
Again, the
right.
benefits of.
So, yeah, no, I'm sorry. No, I think you talked about Abhyanga, that we should do it on a daily basis. So we'll come to that question. How can we do it in a daily basis? What are the oils, that we can use at home? Do you want to talk about that first, or do you want to talk about the benefits of Abhyanga first?
I will start with the benefits and come to that. So when you come to the benefits of Vata, again, I have already mentioned it's basically to keep the Vata dosha under control. It also it maintains elasticity of the skin. That's the most important thing. It prevents aging. Again, that's because it's able to maintain the elasticity of the skin as well as the integrity of the skin. It's also, it is said as Drishti Prasada, meaning it relieves the stress around the eye. And now there's studies that is conducted, which has actually proven that especially foot massage, when it's done, uh, focusing on all the pressure points of the feet, is able to relieve stress in itself as well as the stress of the eye, especially that's caused by maybe computer use or excessive traveling and all those things. There's been studies where it's been conducted on some 60 people, and there's proof that says that it actually relieves the stress of the eye. So it helps to sort of rejuvenate your eyes, and also it helps you it gives nourishment. And this property is basically used in the pediatrics, where the probably because the surface area of the skin is much larger than the body weight. There's more penetration through the skin, and you can see that in Ayurveda, in most of the pediatric cases, there's this broad use of oils to for different various disease conditions as well as to maintain health, to bring back body weight, especially in premature infants. It has helped us to it helps to increase body weight, and so that's where the point comes of nourishment. It helps to nourish the body. Um, also it gives good sleep. Again, that is because it's able to a proper massage with oils will help to sort of increase the subcutaneous circulation, and thereby it actually stimulates the centers and gives you good sleep. But overall, I would say it helps you. It gives you the integrity and elasticity of skin, thereby preventing aging, and also rejuvenates and nourishes the skin too. Oh, that's
Okay.
the benefits of Ayurveda. Yeah, the oils. I would say, well, basically for Abhyanga, tilataila or sesame oil uh, is more congenial because it has the properties that actually helps to rejuvenate your skin and increase its vitality. Again, coconut oil with pufa is quite good. That's for self massage. In certain conditions, especially if you have like inflammations and all, we make use of medicated oils. You can, in those cases, you can make use of manjishtadi. You can make use of I don't get anything. Danundaram tailam. All these murivenna. All these oils are specifically used in case of inflammations. Also, in case of rheumatic diseases, there are oils that can be used. There's like Sahajrati, there's Bala Tailam, there's Danundaram Tailam. Again, that again it helps to reduce. So based on one aspect, like I said, there's one aspect, there's a daily Abhyanga thing where you can use ordinary oils that's available and applied on your skin. There's a lot of studies that's gone on sesame oil. There's studies that's gone on coconut oil. Coconut oil is supposed to be very congenial. You can use them. Medicated oils can be used, especially in old age. It's an in climate that's more congenial to colder areas like winter and the climate of the US and all. With Dhanvandara and Belatailam would be really awesome. It will sort of prevent the dehydration of the skin. It helps to hydrate the skin at the same time. Maintains, it prevents uh, any, it provides that, it gives you that integrity of the skin that prevents any break or any wounding or and provides better health to the skin. Coming to the contraindications, it said that it's not supposed to be done in case immediately after detoxification. So, like the Panchakarma procedures, it's not immediately done after. The reason being your body is weak, and also when your digestive fire is weak, meaning when your metabolic rate is low, especially after a detox, or maybe when you are sick, or when you have especially diseases like um, uh, you know like a cold, a fever, um, and if you have digestion problems, if you have diarrhea, in such conditions usually we contraindicate Abhyanga. The reason being that the body is weak and your digestive fire is not in a position to um, accept. There's this skin metabolism that takes place in, or an absorption that takes place in your skin, and Abhyanga is not considered, uh, what do I say, um, not considered to be done in those situations where you have any sort of an uh, you know kapha diseases, basically, when especially cold or eye diseases or ear diseases, um, and yeah, any indigestion problems, and in those cases. You like to go to the next one,
Okay.
Amita?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is one of the major things that I've heard people say, is that oil is very sticky and you cannot use it. So basically, immediately after Abhyanga, there's this procedure called Udvartana, which means well, in the olden times, it was, you don't have to keep the oil on your body. You can wash it off. You can use a mild soap to wash it off, or you can also use powders like green gram powder, or you can use Bengal gram powder, and then sort of clean it off. There are also other, what's called as clinical or medicated powders that we can use to just clean off the oil and then use it on a regular basis. Also, in certain cases, when we need that oil to be there for a lag time, so that it can be, the entire essence can be penetrated through the skin. In those cases, we sort of tie it about with a loose cloth and is kept. But again, it doesn't have to be the entire body. Abhyanga as such doesn't intend on that oil to be staying on your body. It's just you apply the oil, you have a bath and just cleanse off the oil, and then yeah, you can see the difference I can say immediately. And with daily Abhyanga, for sure, it will have an everlasting effect on your skin and or your overall health too. Okay. Would you have any questions for me?
Yeah, no, I think this is a great presentation and overview of what Abhyanga is. So you mentioned about the oils, like using sesame oil that is readily available anywhere in the world, and then massaging it on the body on a preferably on a daily basis. And then should a person wait like for 20 minutes or something so that the absorption of the oil kind of goes in the body, or should you just recommend that taking a shower right after the massage?
Well, so the if you go to a regular routine, usually you apply oil and stay for around 15 minutes. But an immediate wash also wouldn't be all, because when you apply that oil, it's basically the skin, what do I say, the peripheral layer of the skin is basically made of a stratum corneum, and that's basically lipophilic, so it rarely absorbs into the body. Actually, it is debatable because the percutaneous absorption, as far as the skin is concerned, is still in its developing phase. If you consider in as far as earlier it was said as the skin is basically a dead layer and it doesn't, there's no cutaneous absorption at all, but then the perspective is changing. So yes, but it will be definitely effective if it stays on for 15 minutes and then you have a wash off. But the immediate cleansing off of the oil is also not without effects.
Okay, so
And
these are
also,
just
I would like to add, when you add an oil layer on your body, and then so it basically improves absorption. So what happens is that when you apply that oil on your body and then you have a bath, so that basically hydrates the skin even better because your skin is even more permeable.
sure, sure. I see people in Zoom. If you have any questions, you're welcome to put it in the chat window right now. I mean, this is just an educational session that we are doing. The benefits of massage, Ayurvedic massage called Abhyanga. And if you have any questions, right, you're welcome to put it in the chat right now. If not, you're welcome to send it to us later on. So I'll just wait for a couple of seconds to just make sure if you have any questions, we answer that. Now, there are a lot of other massages as well in Ayurveda, right? And I mean, Abhyanga is sort of like a body massage. But there are other massages that maybe we will be talking about it later. Is a head massage, which is called Shirodhara, right? And there are other massages also in Ayurveda that are sort of like, they have a name to it. I guess that's my question. In addition to
Yeah,
Abhyanga
okay.
and Shirodhara.
So when we come to Abyanga, it's basically self massage on a daily basis. It's like I said, it's like a small branch of a bigger therapeutic uh,
Sure.
procedure that's called snehana, which is done prior to any detox procedure, because the intention is that it sort of loosens all that we want to detox and gets it to the gut so that we can just immediately push it off, flush it off.
Yeah.
So as part of snehana, there's many, like you said, murda taila, or the head oils that we use can be used in 4 different ways. It could be either we apply it on the scalp, which in that context would be an shiro abhyanga. Again, there's piju, where we sort of keep it. That's where the lag time we need it for, maybe for people who have migraines or people who have um uh, I don't know, for Shirod, for Pijus, we constant headaches, temporal headaches, and all. We make sure that it stays there. A little bit of oil stays there for some time, and for that we make use of Piju, which means we dip a cloth in oil and then we sort of place it there, so that it stays there. Um, Again, that's for much more greater absorption is what is intended. Then there's Shirodhara. Shirodhara is again a little more, in-depth procedure of snehana or shiro snehana, where we maintain it for a prescribed amount of time so that it sort of actually sinks into the body. And this is done for diseases like Alzheimer's, like Parkinson's, and all. There are different perspectives, and then there's spiritual, where oil is actually poured. That's a form of dara actually, which is like oil is poured onto the body from a height, from a prescribed height, so that it sinks even further into that skin. Again, all these procedures, spiritual is actually a combination of snehana and svedana, which means svedana is like fermentation, which is a procedure that is intended immediately after snehana, or this oleation or oil applying procedure. Immediately after that, we have this fermentation procedure. All this is done with the intention that we extract all that we want to flush out of the body, and then just the next procedure would be just to give that medication and then flush it off the body and detox the entire body. So but yeah, again, that a daily, when you come to the daily routine, a nice oil bath is what we say, a warm oil bath. So usually it's a combined procedure. You apply oil on your body and then you have a warm bath, so that has multiple benefits.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Vaidya Cimi, for being with us. I think this is a really educational session. The intent is for all of us to try to do massage on a daily basis, as Vaidya Cimi not even suggesting, is Ayurveda. He has a ritual, like what we talk about, the dinacharya, to do the massage on a daily basis. So with that thought, on the weekend, try that massage, and then let us know, how you feel after that. I think that would be a task that we would love to hear our viewers how they feel after they do a massage. Well, thank you so much, Vaidya Cimi, for being with us. To all the viewers who watch us on a daily basis, help us how we can improve, and then help us share these sessions with your loved ones. Thank you so much, and have a great weekend. Bye now.
Okay.